Hello and welcome to the December devlog. Happy holidays to everyone. And by the time this video is uploaded, it will be New Year's Eve. Um, so that's fun. Um, Before I go over any updates on the game this month, I've decided that I want to put a bullet point list of the changes I made. If you just want to either follow along or just quickly read it there, if you prefer that. So that will be down in the description below. Um, so additionally, if you're not into the long form devlogs, I do shorts every month as well. They're called devlog minis, and the schedule for those is the Friday after the regular devlog is uploaded. So this is going to be uploaded on the last Wednesday of December. So then on Friday, you will have the December devlog mini to watch, which is like roughly a minute long, and it goes over the more important updates. And now with that out of the way, let's begin. There's going to be two topics to talk about today: the player and the enemies. So let's start off with the player. So firstly, I made some adjustments to the healing, and there's now a healing animation for when you start to heal and during a heal. So here's the healing animation as he heals up his flame hearts. Yeah, so that's cool. To go along with this, the first, if you want to heal like 2 in a row, the first heal or the heals after the first heal will be slightly shorter than the very first heal. So if it will kind of like reward the player for continuing to heal, being brave, I suppose. It's not that big of a difference. It's actually pretty small. But yeah, it's there. So next up, I worked on the flame orbs a bit. First, I did change the animations, so now they line up with each other. Let me get flame orbs again if you didn't see it before, but as you can see, like the flame hearts, the flame orbs also line up in animation. So, and another thing to point out is that if you fully charge a flame orb and the second one is partially charged, then that charge will transfer to the flame orb that was just used. And also you can see that this one has 2 charges by the 2 little dots. I don't even know if you can see my mouse. I don't know why I'm circling, but the third one has 2 dots. And let me waste a flame orb. As you can see, those 2 charges go to the second flame orb instead. So yeah. And now with that out of the way, I did hint at the end of the last video that I wanted to work on the very first gameplay mechanic of my game, and that is a grappling hook. So let me nav or get soft left in my own game. That's fun. Hold on. Going back. Okay, you can see me again, so that wasn't very nice. Okay, and that is the grappling hook. As you can see, it allows me to hang from the ceiling. Let me talk about that right now. So There's also the hook projectile, which you can see slightly before it goes off screen, and there's also the rope attached to it that extends out as the hook extends out. And it does only fire straight up, and it attaches to the ceiling, allowing you to hang there for however long you want. And yeah, and a successful hook doesn't retract the rope, and it allows you to just hang there, as I just said. But if you try to hook and there is no ceiling above you, it will retract. And this is after it reaches a max range. Right now, it's like 25 units long. That's just the way I'm measuring it. There's no really real measurements like inches, centimeters, whatever. Anyway, alongside the actual mechanic, you might have also noticed the animations to go along with it, which includes the player throwing the hook to a device of some sort, which you can see here clearly. And he also has a successful hook animation, just to be consistent with the idle animation for when he's not moving. It just, if I freeze the sprite, that won't look very natural. So yeah. And another small thing is that no matter which direction you're facing, the hook will always come out of the hand. So here I'm facing right, it comes out more to the right side. If I face left, it comes out more of the left side. So yeah. So also, when you do a successful hook, sorry for the cutout, something happened. But as I was saying, when you get a successful hook, you will be able to jump off the hook, and that allows you to reach places that you usually wouldn't be able to. So yeah, you would hook and then you would jump up, or you would be able to cross a larger gap like that. So yeah, that's cool. It's basically a double jump with a condition, which I think makes sense since it's the first upgrade you get in the game. Though when you retrieve it, I am still working on that, but it is going to be in the first area of the game. And now for the interactions, when you're hooked, so when you're hit by an enemy, you'll be knocked off your hook, losing the extra jump in the process, and also attacking does the same. So here you go. Let's use the fiery spitter as an example. He hits you. I was not able to double jump, and to attack, it also knocks you, and you are not able to double jump. So yeah, that's some interactions. And also, if you haven't noticed already, I did change the vertical offset for the camera. So now it shows more of what's above the player rather than what's below, because most of the time it's just going to be the floor. I am going to look at a thing where you're able to look down and look up for better views, but for now that wasn't something I did. So yeah, that's also, it's easier to see which surfaces you can latch onto since you can see what's above. Um, and while we're still on the topic of the camera, when falling, the camera will pan down after falling a certain amount of time and will revert back to normal after landing. And that is why there's this hole here to show you that. As you can see, it panned down, I landed, it panned back up. Um, so yeah. Um, and to end this section, um, we had a bug that appeared when adding the hook mechanic, where if you held the jump button and pressed the hook button at the same time, you would double jump instead of hooking. I fixed that. As you can see, I'm holding the jump button. That's why he's jumping up and down. And when I press the hook, he doesn't double jump. And the way I fix that is just by simply setting the number of jumps the player has to 0 when you press the hook button. So, yep. And now we are cutting to the enemies. Okay, we are back, and I restarted the game just to adjust some things relating to the enemies. So yeah. So let's start off with just the 2 bugs that I encountered. First off, you saw in the November devlog. You might remember me getting hit by that invisible force. Turns out it was the fiery spitter projectile. So I fixed that. That was fixed by setting the variable that controls when the projectile can damage false when hitting walls as well, because they will go through walls, as you can see. That went through all, but it does shrink in size, as I did mention before. So before, it would phase through and you wouldn't be able to see it. So it looked like you were getting hit by nothing. So that's fixed. And also something else I noticed was that when I left the range of the fire spitter, it would freeze up sometimes. And I fixed that by always setting it to the walking state the moment the player left its range. So yeah, let's try to get in the range. Yeah. So how he does go back to walking is kind of hard to see because he does have a big range, because he is a ranged attacker. But you just gotta have to believe me on that one. So next up, some other things relating to the fire spitter is that now he has a taking damage animation, and his knockback is slightly different. So let me get up here. As you can see, I almost got stuck. But as you can see, that was his animation. And he died. And you could see the knockback there. And now for something else new in this devlog. Back. So for something else new in this devlog, I want to introduce the newest enemy to the game, the Joyful Flame. Before I bring the Joyful Flame in, I wanted to go over what it actually does. So the way that enemy works is that it's a flying enemy. And when spotting the player, it will float over towards the player, and when close to you, it will lock on to you on either the left or the right side. And when locked on, it will attempt to match your horizontal movement. So that's this kind of movement. And yeah, and it will also slow down the vertical movement. Since it's flying and everything, and in order to like try to stay on your vertical level. And when it is locked on, it will dash at you. So far, there is no indication, but trust me, it will be pretty clear when you would need to dodge its dashing. And that's the way the enemy works, so let's bring it in. Here it is, whenever it wants to lock on, and yes. Some adjustments are still needed to be made, but as you can see, it locked on, and it dashes at you, so yep. And so far, it only has the idle animation to show. So also, you can see that it can, in fact, float through walls and the floor, since it's kind of like supposed to be a ghost type enemy. And when it does lock on to you, it will always face the player no matter which direction it's going. So I would like to heal before I die and then have to restart. Get away from me, please. Because I don't want to kill it yet. Man, visual indications will be so helpful. And it does, once the attack is finished, it will go back to whatever it was doing before it locked on. And this enemy, now I can start hitting it because I'm going to be talking about the knockback. Okay. So when it locks on, you could, need some tweaking, but as you can see, it takes knockback, and if you had it hit it at the right time, you will be able to get some pretty big knockback if it lets me show it off. As you can see, it's kind of like hitting a baseball, and this originally was unintentional, but I find it I kind of found it pretty funny, and also kind of useful if you don't want this thing locking onto you. You'll be able to hit it at that moment to just get it away from you, because it is kind of annoying when it does lock on. So, yep. And okay, it's gonna try to kill me. Yeah, almost did. And to prevent any like unfair damage, if it locks on from the bottom, it will try to or anywhere, it will move to a certain horizontal position. Didn't work there. Maybe it's because of the way I coded it that it started attacking. Open up again. Okay, now let's try to jump on it and see it kind of like moved out the way. And I want to show you from up above when it does lock onto you. As you can see, it moves out the way, and it does that when you kind of like jump on it when it doesn't attack, which it obviously won't be able to attack instantly in the final version when it locks on. But yeah, that was it. I don't feel like restarting my game, so you're gonna look at this death screen. Probably should implement that soon too. So that wraps up the devlog for this month of December. I did start working on something else, but I'm saving that for the next devlog. because I literally just started working on it. But before I say goodbye, I figured something fun to do is to set a goal for the new year. My goal for the big 2026 is to have 2 playable zones and kind of have my game in like a playable state for the first 2 zones. This area, this is not like this is not going to be an actual room in the game because it's a mess. Obviously, this is just like the testing room. So yeah. The reason I do have this goal is mainly to motivate myself because I have no idea if I'd be able to complete this goal or if I'll even surpass it. Maybe I might doubt it, but just don't think of this goal as me promising you guys anything. I'll obviously keep hoping and keep trying, and I will continue to make devlogs every month for the game. And that is all for this year, and I will see you in the next year. Enjoy the big 2026. Goodbye.